Hooray! You're welcome once again to my class, International College of Criminology. And in today's class, we have interesting topic for you. Guess what? Our topic today is typology or causes of crime. That is, types or causes of crime. A lot of times we are much interested in just nabbing the criminals. The criminals will be nabbed and thrown into prisons or into correctional facilities. But we are not interested in what causes or what makes them to commit crime. That is exactly what I'm going to be talking about in this particular class. Criminologists, has helped in categorizing, various forms of crime in our society. Not only criminology, there are other professions that has also classified crimes based on their understanding and their knowledge. Particularly, there are legal classification of crime, and we also have police-based classification of crime, and we have situation-based classification of crime, and we also have criminologist-based classification of crime. But I'm going to share more light on criminology-based classification of crime because there's no other profession that can understand or can explain the causes of crime better than the criminologist, and that is exactly what we are going to be doing in this particular class. At the end of this class, our students will have a vast knowledge of various forms of crime and causes of crime in their respective or their geographical location. Now let's look at it. What are the various types of crime? 1, we have violence crime. 2, there is property crime. 3, there is economic crime. Yes. 4, there is white collar crime. 5, there is Omotayofemi Richard also helped to classify or categorize crime based on a situation or situational base. Now, 1, according to Omotayofemi Richard, there is what we call violence crime. There is property crime. There is, according to him, there is cyber and other computer-related crimes, and there is transnational and organized crime, and there is also what he called economic and financial / white collar crime, and there is also what he called consensual or victimless crime. Now, the objective of this particular class is that at the end of this class, my students should be able to, describe different forms of crime as well as the causes of crime. Okay, now what do we mean by violence crime? Let's look at the categories of violence crime, or let's talk about forms of violence crime. 1, we have armed robbery. Armed robbery is one of the form of violence crime. Armed robbery involves the use of instrument of intimidation or coercion to take something away from somebody. Use of instrument of intimidation could be a weapon and the rest. Now we talk about another forms of violence crime is murder or homicide. Murder is also Another important thing that people do not pay much attention on is the causation of crime, that is, the causes of crime. A lot of times when crime happens, we are interested in who committed the crime much more than the causes of crime. Why do the people commit crime? And that is the question that every criminologist, usually asks. Why did you commit the crime? What makes people to, commit crime? Why people commit crime and others don't? So we must find out. And in this particular class, I want to help my students, my viewers all over the world, to understand the causation of crime. Let's go straight. Number one, I call evolution. Yes, evolution factors or human instinct factor. Evolution or human instinct factor. Psychologists believe that human aggression and violence are produced by human or are produced by instinctual drives. Human instinctual drives. What do they mean? Human has two instincts: the life instinct and the death instinct. The life instinct is the pleasure part of human. You want to live a good life. You don't want anything to hurt you, and that is life instinct. While the death instinct is one human part that always show aggression, and a part of human that always wants something in a violent way. Aggression, that instinct that always demand drugs, alcoholism and the rest, just to promote some certain instinct in human. So that is evolution factor and human instincts theory why people commit crime. Now let's talk about another causes of crime is what I call drug. The impact of drug in crime causation cannot be overstated. In fact, a lot of people has linked crime causation or to drug abuse. The more we control drug, the better it is, or the better it will be for our society. Now let's talk about another one quickly is socialization and upbringing. You know what that means? The way your socialization will form your attitude. Your socialization will form your attitude. There is no two way about it. Your socialization, the people, how the child grows, will form the child's attitude. Then the next one quickly is what I call exposure to violence. When you live in an environment where the violence is order of the day, when you live in a ghetto, a rough environment, it also have a negative impact on the people within the society. Then the next one is cultural values and subculture of violence. Then when you have a culture of violence, particularly a child that grows up in a family where both parents brutalizes and domestic violence is order of the day, it will also have a very disturbing influence or impact on those living in such environment. That is what we meant by culture of violence or subculture of violence. Now let's talk about peer group influence. Peer group influence also contribute to causes of crime. Peer group, a lot of people who grow up with an environment where their friends are criminals and they are always around those criminal friends, so it may have a serious impact on them. That is why in criminology, that's what we call differential association theory. It's also play a serious factors in causation of crime. Now let's talk about age and biology. Age also play a role. When we talk about biology, we talk about during adolescence. There is what they call dopamine. The dopamine increases while the serotonin decreases or reduces. Dopamine increases while serotonin reduces. These are chemicals that make someone to behave some certain way, and it also has serious impact in them committing a crime. Then let's talk about another important one, which is gender and crime. Statistics have it that about 80% of criminals or people who commit crimes are male, while less than 20% female. So that's to tell you that gender also a factor of crime causation. And that will be the end of my class today. I hope you have value for this class. Please share the video, subscribe to our channels, and also